Okay guys, so in this video we're going to look at the horizontal leg press, what to do and what not to do basically to perform with safe execution overall. There's so many ways I can demonstrate where people get this wrong. People I've seen in the gym all the time, they've set up, and I'm just going to show you straight away from the off. They're up here and their bum is not on the seat and they're loading up so much weight on and they're trying to push out. And you know how much weight is going through the legs into the spine? That's something that we need to avoid. So if you are someone who's done this before where your bum lifts up off the seat, try and avoid doing this. But essentially the first thing that we need to focus on is getting into the right position. So depending on the setup, you can apply this to the horizontal as well as the 45-degree leg press. All we want to do from here is lift up and slide on this horizontal one today. We want to make sure we're in a point where we're not too far back and we're not too close in as well. So as an example, if I go back again, we're going to limit the range of motion we're going to get from this movement by, we're only having such a small movement on the legs. However, if I slide all the way forward, well, I'm not going to go all the way forward because I'm not going to get my legs up at all, but let's say from here, as a guide, I'm having to use my hands to get up. And even as a result of this, my bum is coming off the seat, and it's just so difficult to get a lot of power safely out of this position. I'm feeling horrendous right now, like my hips and everything. We just can't be doing this. So essentially, I'm gonna get my legs down. Don't do that, please. We want to put into a nice place. Normally, you guys will remember your settings, depending on how long your limbs are. Make sure your weight is set to the desired weight. From here, feet up, I say, about hip width apart, both legs. And for me, I almost want to make it a little bit more challenging to get up, but not to the point where it's too uncomfortable. So I want to have roughly a 90-degree angle on my knees, making sure your heels stay planted, okay? Toes stay at 12 o'clock, pointing straight up. Use the hands, or the handles, the braces, to make sure you are secure and stable as you're pushing out, making sure all the movement's going through your legs. And I'll show you one way that people also do it wrong is they'll literally push through the toes and then the heels will come up off. So they're pushing out, and you might be able to see, hopefully from the video, my heels are lifting up. I'm putting a lot of tension on my calf with this, so I'm avoiding hitting the major muscles of the quads and the hamstrings, potentially increasing the chance of getting injured as well. So for this, my footwear's not the best for this today. You can see like the curvature at the bottom of the heel. So sometimes it's best, even like powerlifting trainers are actually good. Anything that's flat, people use Vans or anything like that. But the goal is, even if your heels are lifting up a little bit, maybe it's a good idea to not necessarily step back, but look at ankle mobility stretches and movements that's going to strengthen the ankles so they can stay planted on the plate. Okay, so in a nutshell, feet up, in position, being conscious and present during every rep. Okay, toes pointing straight up, like I said, heels stay on, hands braced. I'm almost pushing through the heels, okay, to the point just before the lockout. Okay, right here, my knees are still a little bit soft. I could go like that, but we want to avoid that because we know that if you've seen social media over the years, you can see a lot of horror films, videos, people snapping the legs, which we don't want to do because we're putting too much stress on the joints. Okay, so when you push out, you end at this position here. You breathe out, you exhale, you come in, breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, we'll get into that 90-degree position at the start and out. Making sure we bring it as low as we can just before the plates touch. So we're keeping constant tension on the legs, okay? And again, some people will do this. They'll clash the weight. I don't want to clash it too much in here. Most people will do this. So here, a lot of people really just slamming the weight to the bottom. But what good is that? Because that's actually going to put more stress on the joints, from the knees and the ankles, and you're taking away from what you're trying to do with your legs overall too. So, keeping control. Exhale, heels stay planted, bum stays down. Perform for the required amount of reps that you need, for the amount of sets that you need, and then take it from there. So, hope that was quite insightful for you guys with this video today. I'll see you in the next one.